Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next video on the Practical Weapons channel. Your host Alex is going to be once again talking a lot. Today, topic of conversation or discussion or the video is a new, for me at least, rifle scope. Specifically a scope that is oriented towards 30 caliber round. This is a PFI 125 to 4x scope with a BDC for 300 blackout or 7.62 by 39. Considering the fact I don't own 300 blackout yet, and I don't know when I will, this is going to be one of my 7.62 by 39 scopes and opens the topic and the series of videos for AK/AR 7.62 by 39 optics. There is a variety of scopes for this caliber, and this is possibly one of the most budget ones because it cost me less than $150 on Sportsman's Guide just literally 2 weeks ago at the time of the video recording, which is beginning, end of June. Today is 25th of June when I'm recording this video. This is a small LPVO optic, as you can see. Has illumination, has BDC for holdovers that they say up to 700 yards supersonic and 350 yards subsonic for 300 blackout. I do not know what range this works for as far as 7.62 by 39. Inexpensive scope, should fit one of my 7.62 by 39 ARs or maybe an AK. I consider this somewhat tactical / hunting scopes, and it can, of course, at 125 zoom, be somewhat used as an alternative to a red dot or a collimating or some kind of reticle like that. The glass is actually surprisingly clear for this price range. Reticle is busy, but very clear even at 125, though admittedly you don't want to look at things too close. Eye relief is about, well, they actually call it 4.4 inches. I did not measure that yet. And also, as you can see, I just unpacked this scope. So this is also unboxing. It has a battery somewhere. It has caps. And all kinds of interesting options. As stupid as that sounds. I apologize for that. Because at the same time I'm looking at the box and all the options written on it. Here's the BDC reticle. It is a first focal plane scope, which makes it very, very interesting at this price range. I literally do not have another FFP scope at this price range. The windage and elevation clicks are half a minute, which is fine. Shockproof, so to speak. Shock, waterproof, fog-proof, nitrogen-filled, 30mm diameter aluminum tube, so forth and so forth. But the main point of this is it is designed for 7.62 by 39, theoretically, along with the 300 blackout, and should be, in many cases, a scope usable on an AK platform. VZ38, which I also have, which you might not have seen in my English videos yet. It might be usable on the new 7.62 by 39 ARs, which I have 2 by now. And at the same time, this might be usable on 9mm PCC or large format pistols. I found, strangely, that 7.62 by 39 BDCs sometimes work for 9mm. Strange. Again, not at the longer distances, but then pistol calibers are not designed for longer distances. At this price range, at this size, and let's look at the size of this scope. It is only 11 inches long. Yes, it has a 30mm tube, which makes it slightly bigger on the width, but let's see, is it actually heavy? We don't know, do we? It is only 1 pound in weight. Of course, if you want an ounces, that would be 16.95 ounces, which is not that much, at the same time not that little. Very acceptable weight in my hands. It does not feel heavy. It has very clear glass, which I will try to show through a different camcorder video. Maybe at the range, maybe in my backyard. It has variety of illumination. By the way, I did find, sorry, a little blem on the scope. You see the green highlights? Green paint on illumination is, shall we say, it's not painted, it's thrown on the numbers. Is it important? Not really. Who cares? As long as it works. It is very hard to move sometimes. Illumination level. And the interesting part is it has 3 levels, like on many Chinese scopes, or 3 colors. In this case, I'm using blue illumination, lowest level. Very hard to show on this video, but I will try. See, that's blue. I will try to put on the highest red level. That does take effort to do it. And as you can see, it's not really very easy to see on the low magnification. It might be easier to see on the 4x if I can make the camera see it. It has to be at specific length, right? Here we go. See, that's the highest of the reds and the highest of the greens. The whole reticle is highlighted or illuminated and actually quite clear, to be honest with you. I expected a lot less at this price range. And my whole channel is based on trying to find not necessarily budget. Here we go. Let's see. Here is the reticle. I don't know if the camera can focus on it, but that is the reticle in the maximum green illumination level. I am going to put it on nothing if I can. Okay, so there is a letter R, B, and G on the illumination selector, or illumination turret, which is on the left side. That are 0 illumination, which is nice. I actually like that option. Some scopes have the in between the number option. This one has a letter. Again, this fits in my book the practicality level of a optic. Somewhat low price, or price that is matching hopefully the quality of the scope, and it is not overpriced, because again, if you have to have something that's extremely expensive to survive, maybe if that's what you're living on, go buy Zeiss or Swarovski or Steiner or one of the US optics scopes. Night Force, that was accepted into the military, is a great scope at 10 times the price of this one. If your life depends on a particular item, get the best you can afford. This is not for that. This is a hunting or let's have fun with an AK scope. It still makes it practical for a lot of functionalities, if it works, which we will determine. And I am going to start grading the items I review based on a specific set of parameters and expectations. Each item has to be graded to the level of expectation. You cannot expect same level of quality or abilities from a $150 scope as you would from a $1,000 one. So this scope opens up a K or 762 by 39 optics video series, and more information will be in the next videos. Today is just an entrance or introduction into this topic. I am also starting the whole optical series, which will crisscross between themselves. As you can see, the scope is fairly clear. It comes with its own things, with its own caps. The one interesting part, on many more modern scopes, the magnification ring is standalone. On this one, you're actually turning the whole part of the scope, the optoscope, whatever you call it, to get to different magnification. And I think you can install a lever to make it a little bit easier. I'm not 100% certain on that. So that's the beginning of the series, and it is a PFI Rapid Reticle RR Evolution series, 145 by 125 by 4x. Again, purchased on Sportsman's Guide. It is a fairly old scope, but $150. My primary arm scopes, they're $300. They're twice as much. Are they better? We'll see. We'll see who wins, because again, half the price. They're not 1 to 4, they're 1 to 6. But do you need 1 to 6 a lot of times? To be determined. So that's the story. So now let's take a look at the scope up close, and we will finish this video after that look over. That's the spot. So here's red, here's blue. Battery is in here, I presume. Windage and elevation. How that works out, I still don't know. I think you have to pull it up to zero the scope. 125 to 4. Interesting that it has 1.5, which is actually a fairly useful zoom in my experience. Some labels, as usual. 3 color. RR Evolution Black. Black probably for blackout. And there is a focus ring on this side under these covers. I'm not going to take them off because there is literally no point. It is, strangely enough, very focused for my eyes in the default configuration. I'm not planning to change it at this time because it's already where I want it to be. It's 45mm on one side and 30mm on the other side. $30mm tube, of course. That's all for now. We'll see how it works out and go from there. Thank you for watching, and please comment what you want to see. If you have ideas how you personally would evaluate and grade optics, by all means, please comment or write me directly to my channel email. On this note, have a good day or a good time of the day, night. And remember, it's your duty to protect yourself and your loved ones. For that, you have to have practical tools.